Hello everybody. Today I'm doing my makeup while I tell a little story. Let's get started. Makeup bag. The beauty blender has been wet. Sweet peach palette. I used the Charmed, I'm sure, shade. Story time. I fell 2 stories out my best friend's window. When I was younger, I was really obsessed with mermaids. I still am obsessed with mermaids. Let's get that very clear. If a mermaid were to swim up to me and be like, yo, do you want to be like part mermaid, like an H2O? Obviously, I'd say yes. I would scour the internet for mermaid spells. Obviously, none of them ever worked, unfortunately. If they did, then that'd be awesome. I'm at my friend's house. She lives in the same neighborhood as me. And I'm like, dude, I want to become a mermaid so bad. And I came up with the brilliant idea for us to sneak out on a full moon and go to a lake or maybe even break into the swimming pool and become a mermaid somehow. And she was like, yeah, totally, I'm down. And we start scheming. We start coming up with a plan. I'm using e.l.f. The shade is Fair Warm. Because both of our houses had this one like alarm system where if you were to like open the front door or a back door, it would be like front door or back door. So can't really go out the front door. Her room was on the 2nd floor. We come up with a plan to make a rope out of all of her socks. We tie all of them together. She was like, oh, Haley, I don't know about this. And I was like, I can try it out first. The trash bins for her house were right underneath the window to her bedroom. We like positioned the trash bins underneath her window, and then we go back upstairs, we push out the little bug screen. I test it out. She's either holding onto the other side at the top or we tied it off to something up there. I don't remember. I was in 6th grade. Come to find out, socks are kind of stretchy. Who would have thought they're stretchy? It stretches down a bit too much. I fall. I fall all the way down. I don't even hit the trash bin that was supposed to be kind of like a stepping stool, and I land on my back. And she was like, oh my God, Haley, are you okay? I'm okay. And I gave a thumbs up and knocked the wind out of me, but I was fine. But then we go back up to her room. We then start putting like the screen back in, and right as that's happening, my mom is like driving over to her house, because I don't think my mom knew that I was at her place. I think I forgot to let her know that I was heading over to my friend's house, and she was like, Haley, come back home, rah, I think. Anywho, we planned for the full moon. I would shine a flashlight at her window as like the signal that she can come down. The night of the full moon comes around and I am hype. I'm ready. I'm super nervous. I get a bunch of my clothes and I put it underneath the sheets of my bed and I make it look like I'm sleeping there. I make a Haley-sized lump on the bed. I got out and I have my flashlight with me, ready to become a mermaid. It was spooky, like walking on my street and having it be so dark and scary. I went over to her place and I did the signal. I shone the flashlight up at her window and nothing. And after a bit, I'm like, she's not coming. Oh geez. I just go home. I'm still young. I'd rather not go over to a lake by myself and try to become a mermaid. I need a best friend with me because it's scary. And I went to bed and I snuck back in. I know it looks like a lot of concealer because it is, but there's a lot to conceal on this face. The next day, I go over to her place and I'm like, hey dude, why didn't you come down? And she was like, oh, I got scared. I threw a note down for you, but I guess you didn't see it. And that's the end of the story. I wasn't planning on doing 2 stories, but I realized that that first story is pretty short. So we're gonna do another story because doing your makeup takes time. Revlon Colors Day, the senior year of high school. Me and my friends were trying to have like a big party after prom. And we were trying to like scheme and trying to figure out how we were gonna do it. I should use fake names for this. So Glass's parents were gonna be out of town. We thought, hey, this place is perfect for after prom party. We set all of that up and then I have to come up with a way to like lie to my parents because there's no way they would let me have a sleepover with all of my friends after prom. That's pretty obvious that we're all gonna get drunk. So we come up with the idea to fake like a phone call to my dad and have someone in my friend group pretend to be the parent. We all kind of tested out with our voices. We don't sound enough like adults for it to be convincing. My friend Heisenberg, calling him that because Breaking Bad, I guess. So my friend Heisenberg has a coworker. We pay and then convince the coworker to pretend to be my friend's dad, and he agrees to it, which looking back is probably a bit weird, but we paid him like 20 bucks or something. He was very convincing, and my dad was like, okay, nice, okay, sounds good, be safe, I love you. The plan worked. The plan worked. After prom sleepover was set. Sleepover party. The night of the party, the night of prom, we get to my friend Glass's place and we're all hanging for a bit. We start having some drinks. My first drink, I believe, was box wine. I took a little sip of it and I was like, oh, this tastes horrible. If I just like drink it really, really quickly, then it'll be fine. I just go for it. Afterwards, I'm like, and I throw up in my hands and like all down my pajamas that I was wearing. Some on the floor, I think. It was like red and it was bad. Everyone was like, oh geez. I go to the bathroom and I start kind of cleaning myself up. Thankfully, my friend Glasses had clothes for me to wear. Thankfully, I wasn't in my vom-covered pajamas. After a little bit, party continues. I think I have like a White Claw, a vodka, and orange juice. I think I had a few of those. This is all alleged, of course, because I would never underage drink. We're having fun, we're chatting, having the time of our lives. I remember like laying on the couch and just kind of closing my eyes for a second and getting up, doing that a few times, crawling around, literally crawling around on the floor, and then saying like, hi puppy, mwah, 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 you know, seeing the dog. Then eventually I get super tired and I head upstairs. I just fall asleep. I snoozed. Then we go to morning. I didn't feel hungover at all, and everyone else was like, bleh, 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 I feel hungover, man. I was like, guys, I don't feel hungover. That's kind of embarrassing that you're hungover and I'm not. Haley, you were asleep like pretty much the entire time. And I was like, no, I wasn't. I was awake, and I didn't really believe them because I don't remember sleeping at all. They showed me a video where I was just like fully passed out, and I was just like, okay, I'm sorry. This story is kind of a bit like, fully passed out, and they were like kind of shaking me a bit, and they were concerned. Obviously, they made sure I was okay. When they made sure I was fine, they were putting like goldfish. They were putting a bunch of goldfish on my head, and I was just not noticing it at all, which was kind of funny. Fully sleeping, didn't remember it at all. That is the end of that story. Thankfully, I was with trusted friends, because that story could have been really bad if I was with a bunch of people that I did not know. Even though it's usually the people that you trust most that do you wrong. But yeah, be responsible, kids, because that could have been bad. Oh, by the way, soon I'll probably be moving, so I am excited about that. I'm so excited. I'm gonna be moving in with my boyfriend. This is the makeup, how it looks, how it usually turns out. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Please be sure to like, to comment, to subscribe. It takes a while to make these videos, so I like seeing feedback. Check out my other videos. I gotta go. I have a life, unlike you on your phone. So embarrassing for you. Bye.